USPS is closing 50 post offices. The United States Postal Service is shutting down 50 post offices effective immediately. And the question is being asked by many: Social Security and fixed income. How long are these people going to have to wait to get their checks? Is the United States Postal Service tanking? Is this the end of USPS? And also, folks, I received a very concerning email that states that there is a major change happening right before our eyes that you all should be aware of, as well as other important information and updates about the future of the economy, job loss, unemployment, and your ability to earn your paycheck. Folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin, Kevin in all caps. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, as well as please comment down below and let me know if you fall into the category of fixed income on Social Security, SSA, SSI, ssdi, if you receive SNAP food stamps, PEBT, allotments, any government aid and assistance, stimulus benefits programs. Please comment down below and let me know so I can get a better idea and understanding of what information is most important to the viewers and subscribers of this channel, as well as if you are interested in learning more about gaining access to funding available through government grants and other opportunities. Please comment down below. Folks, United States Postal Service is closing 50 post offices effective immediately, and the agency is making another set of temporary mass closures. Now, this is going to be very important, especially for those folks on fixed income and are waiting for checks to show up in the mail. And I'm going to explain that to you guys in just a moment. But it says that fresh off a busy holiday season, the United States Postal Service, USPS, is already preparing for the new year with a number of new changes. But while these updates have come with some warning, the agency has also been forced to make certain changes that are effective immediately. Now the USPS is closing 50 post offices in the U.S. with no immediate information on when they might reopen. And we're going to continue on to find out more about the latest on these Postal Service temporary mass closures. Keywords: temporary and mass closures. No longer are the days, I guess, of the old Postal Service motto, nor rain, nor sleet, nor snow. Apparently the mail's not going to get delivered for some, as we face increased challenges continuously every single day. Let's be prepared, folks. Let's know what we're up against. Postal facilities have faced a litany of problems recently, forcing mass closures, some of which being the profitability of these facilities. We'll touch on that later. However, in mid-December, the USPS temporarily closed around 200 post offices due to weather. The closures stretched throughout 5 states that were battling a massive snowstorm at the time: Minnesota, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. And just a few weeks later, the Postal Service announced that Minnesota, Nebraska, and South Dakota were facing temporary postal closures again, and the agency shut down a total of 115 facilities throughout the 3 states on January 3, again citing weather concerns. I want to send a big thank you to Patty. Patty, I appreciate you sending this information over so that I could share it with the viewers. Thank you so much, Patty. And I'm sure everyone else thanks you as well for this. It says that at the time, the Washington Post reported that a string of powerful winter storms was moving across the central U.S., pushing record amounts of snowfall across parts of the Northeast and Nebraska, northeastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, and southwestern Minnesota. Comment down below if you're in any of these areas being affected by these winter storms. It says that unfortunately the closures don't stop there. All of the impacted post offices in Nebraska, South Dakota, and Minnesota have since reopened, but customers elsewhere are now experiencing issues. The latest update to the USPS Service Alerts website indicates that the agency just temporarily shuttered a large number of facilities affecting 2 new states, Nevada and California. A total of 50 post offices were closed on January 9th and January 10th, but one state is bearing the brunt of it all. Nevada is facing just one closure, and the Postal Service shuttered the Myers Snow Post Office in South Lake Tahoe, Nevada on January 9th, but the other 49 closures are in California. The temporarily shuttered facilities in the state include the Lakeshore Post Office, Topagna Post Office, Olema Post Office, Canyon Post Office, and the Soquel Post Office. Once again, it largely comes down to weather. So folks, this is stemming questions that a lot of people are wondering and worrying about, that I'm receiving information from direct messages, emails, contact, phone calls, text messages, DMs. Some of y'all sliding in my DMs and Instagram. And it's, the question is, will I still receive my government assistance? Which is a good question, because the main question is, does Social Security still mail paper checks? And the answer to that is going to have a huge determining impact on whether or not you'll receive your money this month, next month, the month after, until these storms subside. But it's not just storms. Flooding has caused some of these post offices to close. It's not just the snowstorms. There's been some flooding issues, as well as some power loss that has caused these facilities to have to close. And part of the big problem with this is not just the Social Security recipients and those on fixed income, retirees, disabled, folks looking for their ssdi checks, their SNAP food stamps. Folks, the other problem with this is not only those folks waiting on these checks to show up, to some form of government stimulus aid to help them weather the storm, no pun intended, but also the employees, because when the facility shut down, the employees are no longer able to work. Therefore, they are unable to earn their paychecks. They're unable to earn their weekly, bi-weekly. I think the government pays twice a month. I don't even know if they're on a bi-weekly. I think they pay twice a month, but they're unable to earn their income, and they're not going to see their paychecks direct deposited or in the mail until they're able to return back to work. Now, perhaps maybe there's some form of government assistance for these government employees that I'm not aware of, but typically when you don't go to work, you don't get paid. And it's due to no fault of their own, folks. This is what I've been telling you guys about for a while now. And despite how well you do your job, how exemplary of an employee you may be or have been, your tenure, there are circumstances that are going to be outside of your control and or your employer's control that could ultimately disrupt your income, which is why it is so important for everyone to focus and double down, or even just begin. Some of this is saving money, making money, investing money, and eliminating debt for beginners. You got to start before it's too late, because at any given time, there could be some form of disruption that will take you out, especially if you're living on low income, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you experience a situation where not only is your benefit check or government aid and supplemental income or stimulus or anything like that getting delayed, but your employment as well, because you can't go to work because there's too much snow, there's too much flooding, there's no power, a variety of things that are actually happening right now, whether they're natural occurrences or man-made. That's a topic for another video. But the simple fact of the matter is, if you're in a bind, if you're in a situation, this is only going to compound the problems and make it worse. Now, I don't want to only bring you bad, I want to bring you good. So if you are in that situation, or potentially feel like you could be in that situation, then please listen to what I have to share with you about the 5 basics of financial preparation and survival, which is 1, earn more money. Continuously earn more money. Find ways to earn more money. Easier said than done, yes. However, I continuously provide you guys with more information and more opportunities and ideas and ways in which you can accomplish that first goal. Look back on yesterday's video about the older gentleman working Social Security, retirement age, past retirement age. His name was Butch. He's 82 years old, working at Walmart with no retirement plan whatsoever. And in that video, I share with you 5 passive income ideas that almost anybody can do. And 1 or 2 of them I'm actually going to do myself, just to show you guys how easy it could be. And granted, you're not going to get rich off of it immediately. Who knows what happens down the road? But the simple fact of the matter is you got to start. And then when you start, you'll start to see the fruits of your labor. You'll start to see some returns on your investments, and your investments are going to be time, because obviously at this stage of the game, we don't have a lot of money to invest to bring back more money. So we're going to invest the other resource we have, the other precious resource we have, which is time, knowledge, and expertise. We'll get on that later. But and everybody has knowledge and expertise. Do not sell yourself short. Do not take anything you do or know or have interest in for granted, folks. So the simple fact of the matter is that I'll show you guys that way. Even if you're only generating another $50 a month, even if you're only generating another $100 a month, or even only if you're generating another $1,000 to $2,000 a month, which let me show you guys some numbers here that I was actually looking at this morning from someone who's executing on the basic principles. So I got all these channels here, all these channels on my YouTube Studio app that I'm connected to, because I work with a lot of channels, okay? So let me just show you one of somebody who's executing, and they've actually laid out the groundwork. They've laid out the groundwork of the request of 1 video a day, shooting for the goal of 1,000 views on average, shooting for the goal of 30,000 views a month. Now they post once or twice a month. They post once or twice a month. And I just want you to see some of the revenue figures that they're seeing as a passive income stream from just pulling out their phone and recording a video and sharing some basic knowledge and information. So check this out. You can see the numbers here. You can see the numbers here, and they literally are just, I mean, this is in their free time because they've executed on getting started. So I want to show you guys how easy it is to get started. All you have to do is do it and maintain some consistency, but it's super easy, super low active, and it's going to be even easier when you're working towards building versus your back's against a wall and you're painted into a corner, stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you really need money fast, and you're thinking, man, I wish I would have did this sooner. Because these numbers are good, but these numbers are low, but they're only doing it once or twice a month. So if you're doing it every day, like I'm doing it every day, multiple times a day, then you can see where this can take you, okay? And I would love to help you get there. So, number 1, earn more money, but we're not talking about immediately doubling your income. We're talking about taking the steps and actions to at least earn $1, because if you can figure out how to make 1, then you can figure out how to make 2. If you figure out how to make 2, you can figure out how to make 4, and then we can continuously scale and grow that from there, folks. Don't be afraid. Just take it one step at a time. If you want help, you need help, I'm here for you, okay? Now, number 2 is after you make that money, we're going to spend less than we make. It's huge, very important. Number 3, we're going to budget wisely. We're going to know where every dollar's coming in, where every dollar's going out before it ever happens. And number 4, we're going to eliminate high interest revolving credit card debt. Get that out of the way so it's not eating away at the extra money that you're making, so that you can move on to step number 5, which is where we need to be right now, which is saving and investing, so that if perhaps maybe you were to experience some interruption of your income through your employer, whatever it may be, an illness, who knows, whatever, anything could happen. Folks, we got to be prepared for everything and anything. This way, you'll have more money, multiple streams of income, a great budget, no debt, and you'll have money in savings and investments that could be producing dividends and producing returns and passive income to help you bridge these gaps, okay? Now, with that being said, I received some very unfortunate news yesterday from some friends that in just a few days, they're going to have to close their business. And they're going to have to close their business, and they're going to have to lay everybody off. It's sad. It's sad. And Yeah, it's sad. Okay. So the thing is that they tried really hard, and really hard. They've even invested over $1 million of their own money into this business, only to have to walk away from it. Which they've been doing this for, I think it was 16 months. They tried very hard, but the seasonality of the location that we're in, and the economy and the changes in the economy and inflation and the recession and the Fed and the current administration and global conflicts and supply chain issues. I mean, they had a hard time just getting the inputs that they needed to do business because of supply chain constraints. But they literally never made a profit. They never took a paycheck. They only paid their vendors and their employees, but they said they cannot continue. They cannot carry on. And it's so sad. But this ties into a similar experience with the Postal Service and seeing this disruption of your income, because the employees of this place were excellent employees. They actually, we went by last night. We all got together. We weren't employees, but we're friends. And so many of the employees, current and past, showed up to just say hello and, just let these folks know that they still have friends and they're there for them in any way that they could possibly be there for them, because they're just really nice people. They're great people. And so it's a family-owned business. So the husband and wife, they're going to close up. It's a tough situation, but they're going to close up and they're going to go get jobs, or they're going to try to get jobs. And their son, he's going to have to move back up north, and he's going to try to get a job up there. And, they're going to try to carry on. Now, interestingly enough, the good part about it is a little bit of an insight into how our economy is actually functioning right now, because they said that they actually tried to sell the business, and within 24 hours through a broker, they received 2 interested buyers with offers, which is amazing. So that tells me that there's money out there interested in investing in business, which is good, to grow GDP, to keep people employed, to put people to work, to have paychecks coming out, allowing people to earn money, make money, survive, pay their bills, continuously circulate through the economy. That's a plus. And the wife, she has a few degrees and certifications, and she said even in this area that we're in, which is not like a super, in my opinion, it's not like the best employment opportunity area, just because of the seasonality of the location. But she said that she was immediately able to secure an interview for a great job. So that's a plus as far as looking at our economy from like a 30,000 foot view. And then the husband, he's got plans that he's going to go freelance on his own. Ironically, I asked and I said, hey, would you have any advice for anybody looking to get involved, to get started with business? And the wife told me, she says, only do it if you love it. So, folks, only do what you love. So when I ask you guys to create, when I ask you guys to get involved, when I ask you guys to take advantage of these opportunities out there that can produce income, pick something that interests you, pick something that you would like and or love. It's going to make it a whole lot easier. It's going to seem like less work, and therefore you should be more effective and productive in seeing the results and ultimately the money and the income coming in. So I'll keep you guys posted on the status of their employment, the jobs market here, what happens with this business and this space with the landlord, and what's going to replace it. Because I think that these are like minor indicators of what is going on or could potentially be going on around the world, affecting everybody in some form, some shape, some way. And with that being said, where is my Social Security check? If the United States Postal Service, if the USPS is shutting down these locations and these facilities, will I receive my check? Well, just as a little bit of a heads up, If you're a recent applicant for Social Security, disability, or retirement benefits, you may be wondering if you can have your benefit check mailed directly to you. And the short answer and simple answer is no. The Social Security Administration, the SSA, began phasing out the mailing of paper checks in 2011. And since March 1, 2013, electronic payments have been the required way for most people to receive their federal benefits payments. So, according to federal law, Social Security benefits and supplemental security income benefits must be paid electronically. However, those who were receiving paper checks previously to the new law may still be receiving their benefits in this way. And financial site, The Motley Fool, indicated that at the time, this is of August 2020, almost 550,000 people were still receiving paper benefit checks. For new applicants for Social Security benefits, however, paper checks are definitely a thing of the past. But this is very important because if you are one of the grandfathered in receiving paper checks and you are in the areas that are going to be affected by these postal service locations closing, then this is going to be very important for you to pay attention to, because you're going to have to, in my opinion, get on the horn with the Social Security Administration and try to figure out a solution relatively quickly of how you can receive your check, and or perhaps maybe get off the paper check system and move to an electronic bank direct deposit. But either way, heads up, folks, because these postal service, United States Post Office, USPS branch closures effective immediately with no time frame on when they'll reopen could have a huge impact on a lot of people's income that they rely on heavily. Okay, so folks, again, please comment down below and let me know if you fall into the category of fixed income, low income, retired, on Social Security benefits, SSA, SSI, SSDI, SNAP, EBT, food stamps, PEBT allotments, or any other government aid and stimulus. Please comment down below, let me know. And I've asked before, I'll ask again. I'm not really getting much of a response. Maybe you guys aren't interested, but perhaps maybe we can introduce some channel giveaways to help some people out. Comment down below, let me know. But again, we're looking at what's going on, paying attention to the warning signs, and preparing for what is likely to happen in the future. Now, I told you guys yesterday that I don't think that we're quite at a recovery mode, but I do think that we are probably near the bottom, which means that if we're at or near the bottom, that means we're much closer to making a recovery at some point, if that makes sense. We call it a U-shaped recovery, although it was really more of like a K-shaped recovery, but for the masses, it's probably more going to be like a U-shape. Hopefully it's a U, because if not, that just means that there's no recovery. And as you hit the bottom, you'll stay at the bottom. And that's not going to be good. And we don't want that. And if you don't want that, then give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to reach out to me. Let's make a change so that that doesn't happen. Okay. And so it says here, I received this email. Actually, I take that back. I received a message directly from American Express when I logged into my account yesterday to make a payment. And it's very interesting to see what they shared with me. But I think this has a lot to do with the current state of the economy and the direction that we're heading. You are pre-approved for a personal loan up to, I believe, $3,500 at a max APR of 17.98%. Okay. Now, let's see here. Access the funds you may need with the support and service of American Express. Apply for a loan today and get a decision in seconds. Terms apply. Fixed interest rates and set monthly payments. No origination fee or prepayment penalty. Backed by American Express. I've never seen this before offered by American Express. And there's two things here. One, I would be interested to see what the interest rate would actually be. Max is 17.98. I would be interested to see what the max interest rate would, or I'm sorry, what the actual interest rate would be based on my credit score and my credit history for a $3,500 loan from American Express. And also, perhaps other credit card companies will start introducing this. Maybe this could be an option for people out there that are going to see a disruption in their income. Perhaps maybe some of these postal employees, People are going to see a disruption in their government stimulus checks, their government Social Security checks, their fixed income paychecks, their ssdi checks. This could possibly at least give you some breathing room while you work out a solution with the government, with the Postal Service, with your job, your employer. So it may not just be American Express. It could be other credit card companies offering these services. But in my opinion, if they're coming out with this, then I feel as though they may have an indication on their end based on the data that they have and the charts and the graphs and the projections for 2023 economic projections. Perhaps maybe we're not headed towards an economic collapse, and they are feeling more comfortable in lending and offering these loans, these personal loans. These are non-secured. There's no asset. There's no tangible good associated and tied with this. No collateral tied to this loan. So in my opinion, that speaks volumes, and or it's another profit producing revenue center for these banks these banks, these credit providers, these credit facilities, these lenders, because they too are trying to drive up their revenues and profits, especially with the recent updates and information that I brought you guys about Goldman Sachs and the changes occurring with Goldman Sachs, changes occurring with Bank of America, PNC Bank, Wells Fargo, Chase, a lot of big banks, changes with BlackRock, with layoffs. So yes, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback in some industries, in some areas, in some markets, some fields, some niche, some positions in employment, layoffs, job loss, but we're also seeing some forward progress being pushed to stimulate and generate growth in revenues and dollars and cents. So I think that if we were perhaps maybe nearing 2023 predictions of an economic collapse, then we would not be at the bottom. We would see more jobs lost, more layoffs, and we wouldn't see any extensions of credit and money to be loaned, in my opinion. But I'm not an economist. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional in any sort. I'm just a guy sitting in a car reading news updates from his Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. But folks, I hope that this information has been helpful and educational and insightful to you, and perhaps maybe to others. Please share this video with anybody you think would need this information and would benefit from this information. And as well, comment down below and let me know if there's any other topics that you would like me to cover for you guys, to bring you more information and updates on, especially if you guys are interested in opportunities in making money, side hustle income, producing passive income streams, supplementing your income so that you can earn more money, spend less than you make, budget wisely, eliminate high interest revolving credit card debt, and save and invest. Folks, the 5 basic principles of financial freedom, financial preparation, financial security. We can't overlook these, not right now, especially with what we're seeing with inflation. You guys see the price of eggs. You see what's going on at the grocery stores. Prices are going up, folks. And we need to be prepared for that, as well as the possible interruptions and disruptions that could occur from some of this job loss, some of these weather events, man-made or not, natural weather occurrences, crazy winter weather, crazy winter storms, crazy winter heat. We just don't know. Hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, the list goes on and on. But the best thing we can do is, 1, work together, and 2, prepare for what is likely to come. And if nothing happens, then we're better for it. And we're gonna have an abundance of savings, no debt, and we're gonna be able to seize the day, rest easy at night, less stress, less anxiety. That's the goal. That's my motivation for you guys. Thanks for watching. You guys take care. Be safe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.